Namaste and welcome back to LaVi Sound and Yoga. I'm Laura, and this Yin Yoga class is dedicated to inner growth. And the spring or the season of spring is supporting inner growth in us, like the nature which is growing. So we will take this into our sequence today. If you want, you can have some blocks next to you if you need them. And we are starting in a seated position where you straighten the legs to the front. And here already you can see if you maybe need some props, a block, or maybe you want to roll your mat to sit a little bit upright. And we start with the right leg. So bend the right knee, put the feet down to the floor, and then put the right foot to the opposite side of the left thigh. And then slide the foot to the outside of your hip. So the direction will be that the knees are on top of each other. But maybe it will not look like this. Maybe it looks like this. Then you take your block and support your knee here. This is totally fine and not bad at all. Or you support your knees here maybe with a blanket, a little bit more soft, or however you feel it is more accessible for you, because we always want to release the muscle and relax the muscle, and this is only possible if we feel good in the posture. And then here, let your legs relax, especially the thighs, which are most of the time here tighten, let them relax. And then slowly you lean forward here. Let your arms and hands just rest. You don't need to arrive somewhere. So it's not about like pulling yourself into the posture. It's just like staying here and inviting the energy of yin to settle, to be passive. Let the shoulders relax and the head. Again, see that your thighs are not tightening, because this is for me, for example, in this posture, always that I feel my thighs are tightening and then I relax them again. And the target area is here more the outer hips. So if you don't feel anything in the outer hips, I would suggest to move your body a little bit either to the right or the left, to just feel if you can have another feeling in your body. It can be right or left leg, it doesn't matter. Relax the shoulder and neck and head as well. And then maybe you want to close your eyes to get into this inner view, to look within, into your little garden inside yourself. Like in spring, this garden is starting now slowly to grow, to bloom. More green will come. And it will take a while, and we need to take care about this inner garden by water it, to take care about it, to nourish it. And maybe there is something which you want to, or which you have already planted, maybe at the beginning of the year or another time where you planted this seed, which now has the opportunity to slowly grow. Great. Take your last 3 breaths here. And then very slowly come back up. And then uncross your right leg back to the left. Bring your hands to the back. Maybe shake your legs a little bit. Good. Then sink into the shoulders. Just close your eyes for 1-2 breaths to feel the difference of right and left, or all the sensations you can perceive right now. Good. And then we change to the other side. Bend your left knee, put the foot down, and then bring the foot to the opposite side of the right thigh. And then bring the foot to the outer hip. So the knees, again, is just a direction that they're around on top of each other. Otherwise, support your knees. And the right and left side can be totally different. So you can feel more easy or more difficult here. It doesn't matter. And then slowly lean forward. Also for me, I have difference in right and left side. Sometimes I feel it is really more easy on one side, and sometimes it's like, oof, this is really difficult. Also here, if you want to bend or bring your upper body more to the right or left, then please do so to feel more stretch in the outer hip. Let the shoulders soften, let your head hang. Relax the thighs and the legs. And if you want, close your eyes again to look within. What is it what you maybe wish to develop? What is inner growth at this moment mean to you? And maybe you will be surprised, but this inner growth is happening every day with little things which we learn, where we have challenges or what we experience. All of this is a growth within us, in our garden. Maybe a new flower or a new species of plant is coming to the surface. And spring is a wonderful season where we can observe all of this in nature, but nature is just a reflection of our inner world as well. So try to see it as well within you, the growth, the rich green, the abundance of flowers. Good. Take your last 3 breaths here. And then slowly peel yourself off, up to seated. Uncross your leg, let them come to the front, bring your hands to the back, and then just observe here. Observe the flow in your legs, maybe in the whole of your body. Great. Then we come into a next posture, which is again about our legs. So bend your knees, come maybe a little bit more to the front of your mat, and take the left foot a little bit more across the mat to the other side. So your knee is in a really sharp angle to the front. The left knee is in the front. And then take your right leg really carefully, swing it around that it is at the back. And then you see my left hip is coming off the floor. And then here you can straighten the right leg a little bit to the back. So we are in sleeping swan here. Maybe you know it as pigeon. But see that the knee is really in a sharp angle to the front. If you want, you can support your hip here and maybe sit onto something or roll a blanket or something. And then you can here have your hands on the floor first. And maybe this is your variation here. Or if you want, you can come a little bit more onto your forearms. Also here, if you want, you can have your block. Or you can come totally down with your forehead, maybe on your arms or the mat. Everything is right. So in every variation you are, it is totally right and good for you, because it is good for your inner process and your inner growth. And then when you arrive here, just relax the legs, the shoulders, the jaw. If you want, you can move your upper body a little bit more to the right side, so away from the bent knee, which will again target a little bit more the outer side here. But as well, we have to stretch on the front of our legs. And maybe you practiced as well with me the spring equinox class, where we talked about the energy channels, the lines of energies within our body, which are related to spring. And one is the gallbladder, which is the outside of our leg here, which we are stimulating here as well. And this is supporting us in this season of growth. As it is outside growth, it is also inner growth. And breathe really naturally and calm. And take the breath as another nourishment for your little garden. Great. Take the last 3 breaths here. And then as slowly as we came into the posture, we come out. So first come onto your forearms if you are down. Then slowly take one hand at the time that you come slowly up again. If you have something underneath your hip, take it off, that you can totally bring the left hip down again. And then you can take your right arm and help your right leg to come slowly back to the front. And then here you can just straighten your legs again, lean backwards and observe. Good. And then we will change to the other side. Again, come a little bit forward on your mat. Right knee comes in a sharp angle to the front, and then the left leg, we swing around that the left leg is long to the back. Right knee, sharp angle. Then we take our right hip a little bit up, and here if you want to support your hip, it's the right hip now, where you want to put something underneath. So first we start with our hands on the floor to adjust our hip here. And then if we want, we can come slowly lower either on our forearms or on our forehead. And again, it is totally different here maybe than the first side. So don't push yourself into something. And then just rest here. Let the shoulders relax, the head, and also the jaw. So the sleeping swan, or if you know it as pigeon, is also known as a posture where a lot of emotions are released. So you can just maybe have a look what is coming up to the surface here. you want to turn your upper body a little bit to the left, then please do so. And this posture, the sleeping swan or the pigeon, is also known as a posture where a lot of emotional release is happening. So if there is some emotions coming up, then just look at them. Because also inner growth means to look maybe in the shadow where we don't like to look, or also the little seed is going all this way through the dirty earth, in the dark. And all this, it's learning and it's growing to then become this beautiful plant or flower or tree even when it's at the surface. So it's all a process which we need to respect. Relax wherever you feel still tension and where you can relax. And then stay the last 3 breaths here. And then slowly come up on your forearms, back, on your hands, all the way back. Release the prop underneath your right hip if you had. Let the hip rest back down. And then slowly take the left leg to the front. And then here, before you stretch your leg, bring both feet in front of you. And then hug your knees towards yourself as a great, great gratitude to yourself that you support yourself and that you went through all these challenges already and all this growth. So give yourself a hug for this. Good. And then slowly let the legs stretch out and lean backwards on your mat for a moment only. Open your palms and sink into the mat. For a couple of breaths, just to observe all the sensations you have now in your body. Physically, mentally, and emotionally. What can you feel and perceive? Good. And then slowly bring again a movement into your body. Maybe you want to stretch yourself to grow into this space. And then turn to the side and slowly come up into a seated position. Of course, if you want to stay longer, then please stay longer in Shavasana. It's great. Bring your hands in front of your heart and bow your head down as a form of gratitude for all the inner growth which you've made already and what will come. And then slowly open your eyes. Thank you so much, and namaste. And I hope you enjoyed this little sequence. Let me know in the comments if you liked it. And I hope we will see each other in the next video. Subscribe to this channel if you want to see more, or have a look on our website. My partner Vincent and me, we are offering sound healing, yoga teacher trainings and retreats. It's LaViSoundandYoga.com. Thank you so much. Namaste.